Hey guys, it's Adam with Unleashed Wargaming. I got another battle report for you. This is one of the final games in the bracketed tournament. The winner of this game will go on to the final game. This is Ogres versus the High Elves. The High Elf player is the one who was eliminated against the Orcs and Goblins, but we randomly drew and he got a second chance, so he's back in. There's a look at the bracket. Here's a look at our generals. That's his general is just a noble. It's a hero level. He's taken a level 4 as his lord, and mine is a tyrant. My tyrant has taken the blade that gives you +3 attacks, and he's also got the 5-up ward save talisman. I'm not sure what his general had. I think it was just he had the Reaver bow or whatever it is that lets you shoot 3 times with +1 strength. So I think that's the only magic item he had. Okay, here's a look at the board. The terrain did play a small part here. Starting at the left, that is a mysterious forest. We'll find out what it is when we go through it. No, actually, I'll go ahead and tell you. Turns out it was a regular forest. We rolled a 1. The tower is actually a wizard's tower. First time I've ever used that piece of terrain. Pretty cool. Any wizard that gets within, I think, 3 inches of it can rifle through the tower and find all of the spells for his lore. So that was pretty cool. Those are 2 regular hills, and then that, I can't remember what it's called, that little piece of terrain off the tower there in the middle was a some kind of altar that gave you hatred if you were close to it. Can't remember what it's called. Anyway. There's a look of the overall board, the whole thing. His High Elves. Unbelievable. I'm not a fan of shooting in 8th edition, but I tell you what, if you want to test it, this is the game to do it. So here we go. This is a look at his army. There on the far left, you have, I think it's 5 Illyrian Reavers with his level 4 in it. That level 4 in those Reavers, let's see, I don't know exactly what she had either. He doesn't have Army Builder, and he had a friend help him make his list. It's a level 4, took high magic. Both of his wizards took high magic. That's 2 Tyrannok chariots. Both of them have longbows in there. That's 4 bolt throwers. Next. Yeah, next to the bolt throwers. Alright, here it comes. The black unit on the left is 20 archers with a Hawkeye. Next to that is 20 archers with a Hawkeye. Next to that is 36 Sea Guard. Next to them is 20 archers with a Hawkeye. Then you have another Tyrannok chariot and 5 more Reavers with bows and a level 2. So you're looking at something around 110 to 115 shots per turn. That's not including the 4 bolt throwers. So, yeah, if you ever want to see a shooty army tested, here it goes. Starting on my left, you can barely see him peeking out on the side of that tower, is a Saber Tusk. Next to that is 7 Iron Guts. I've got a BSB in that unit with the Dragonhide banner. No, actually, the BSB is not the Dragonhide banner, just the regular banner is the Dragonhide. I didn't want him to be killed and lose it. And I also have a level 2 in there carrying the Lore of Death. Next to the hill is my general's unit. My general is in there with the regular bulls carrying a hand weapon and iron fist. Up on the hill is, I'm sorry, there's also a level 2 in that unit with my general, and he has the Lore of Heavens, and he's a level 4, not level 2. Up on the hill is 4 Man-Eaters. They are using the Sniper rule and the Poison, so they can single out characters, and on 6s they auto-wound. Next to them is 10 Noblar Trappers. Alright, here's a look at my second Saber Tusk, is right under the Trappers. And then I have 4 lead belchers and another level 2. And that level 2 is carrying the lore of the Great Maw. So he is basically useless. Alright, turn 1. Ogres go first. I rolled a 6 and I get +1 for finishing deployment. So I get to go first. My man-eaters were out of range of everything because he didn't move up to his 12-inch mark. He set up right across his board edge. It's kind of dangerous for panic tests and the like, but it was pretty effective since he has a 30-inch range, or 48 on some of it, and I have to come to him. So man-eater's march move. You can see my saber tusk at the top left. He's run up there and hiding behind that building where he can see the bolt throwers, and all those archers can't shoot at him. So if he wants to kill my saber tusk before he gets in there, he's going to have to waste a bolt thrower to do it. My bulls march moved up. My man-eaters, my iron guts moved up just enough to leave that death wizard right next to the tower so he can learn the spells. Right there again, peeking. Well, that's a shy saber tusk. He's peeking out again. He's right there behind the woods. The Illyrian Reavers had vanguarded up on his side of the woods, so I moved this saber tusk on the opposite side of the woods. So if he wants to charge me, he's going to have to take 5 dangerous terrain tests +1 for his wizard. And where I'm willing to charge a saber tusk through that forest and possibly take a wound, I don't think he is. So, see if it works. On this side of the board, the Noblars moved up some. The lead belchers moved up to the hill here to try and shoot down his fast cav. That should be an easy target. In my magic phase, I cast the Caress of Lanif or whatever it is. But he dispel scrolled it. Okay, my lead belchers fired and killed all but his general and 2 of the Illyrian Reavers. Not as good as I wanted, but it's okay. He passed his panic test. And that ended my turn. The man-eaters had marched, so they couldn't shoot. That was all my shooting. There was no more magic worth mentioning, so that's an overlook of the board. High Elves turn 1. He angled 1 chariot, but didn't really move up very much. He moved his other unit of Illyrian Reavers with the level 4 up like this. Other than that, let's see, he cast the Fiery Conflagration onto my lead belchers. He rolled Irresistible Force and got magical feedback, so his level 4 took a wound, and his level 2 took a wound. However, through his shooting, he used this entire half of the board to shoot my lead belchers. 4 bolt throwers later, and 20-something archers. All 4 lead belchers were dead. My level 2 wizard with the lore of Worthless turned and ran. So that unit is pretty much decimated. And right here I was beginning to wonder, maybe I'd given up on shooting armies a little too fast. On this side of the board, his other 50 or 60-something archers were able to put a wound on a man-eater, kill 4 ogres outright out of my bulls. Not happy about that. So then we move on to Ogres turn 2. I declare a charge with my saber tusk at the bolt throwers. On the other side of the board, he did not take the bait and charge through the woods, so I was obliged to do it to him. There's a look at my saber tusk going right in against his wizard, so I'm going to try and pick him out and assassinate him. And there's the charge into the bolt thrower. So both my saber tusks made it in. That's great. My Gorger came on this turn and moved up like this, so that if he doesn't move the chariot, I can charge it and probably destroy it. If he does move the chariot, only 1 bolt thrower will be able to turn and see him. So he'll be able to charge and start just crashing through those bolt throwers. My normal movement was like this. I moved my bulls, moved them up. Now that my death wizard has learned all of his spells, I moved the man-eaters up. The iron guts, to get them in the charge position. Speaking of the man-eaters, I reformed them to face his generals, so if they can pick him out. And also, they're kind of hidden behind that little building there, so only 2 of his bolt throwers can see him. Because now that he's wiped out those lead belchers, they're the next viable target for the bolt throwers, so I've really got to keep them hidden. I don't exactly... That was, I think, in my magic phase. I think I cast that Lore of Death thing again, that Caress of Laneth, whatever, and only did 1 wound to him, rolled really low. So, not so great there. On into hand-to-hand combat, I was able to kill off that bolt thrower. Over here, my Sabertusk completely failed to do anything, yet he failed to do anything back to me. So they're just kind of doing a little face-off. That wound is for magical feedback. I won by 1 because I charged, but they didn't go anywhere. And that's a look at the board. My man-eaters did shoot at his general, and they were able to put 1 wound on him. I forgot to get a picture out of that. So that's an overlook. High Elves turn 2. He turns both of his fast cav units to face the Gorger. His chariots move like this. He's holding back with them, I think, way too much. I don't know why he didn't come flying up in my face with them, but he's kind of holding back with them. I think he's giving the credit. I think he's giving my ogres a little too much credit. Over here, the bolt thrower shoots 6 shots, only hits with a couple, and puts 1 more wound on my Sabertusk. So he's only got 1 wound left, and I hate it when I lose my Sabertusks, but you know, that's what they're there for, really. All this shooting over here, I got, 7 Illyrian Reavers shooting at him. They were able to put 1 wound on him. And I think that 1 bolt thrower shot as well. I think he might have 2 wounds on him now. Sure enough, the bolt thrower that could see him fired at the man-eaters, and they were able to finish that one off, so I lost 1 of my man-eaters. But they passed their panic test. Then over here in the shooting zone, the sky turned dark. 3 more ogres fall. The champion takes a wound. So that unit has really been cut more than in half. And then he shoots his other bolt thrower and a couple of the longbows at the Noblars. Cuts them in half, so there's only 5 left. They break and run. And that's an overlook of the board. So as you can see so far, just a quick recap, his shooting has taken out 4 lead belchers, made my worthless wizard break and run. It's killed 5 of the Noblars, broke that unit and made it run. It's put 2 wounds on the Sabertusk. It has put 2 wounds on my Gorger. It has killed 1 man-eater. It's killed more than half of my bulls. And it's actually been pretty effective. Haven't seen a whole lot of effective shooting in 8th edition, but this one's actually looking like it's working. Ogres turn 3. It's time to stop getting shot at. Well, no it's not, because he's going to stand and shoot. But I charged my bulls into the 20 archers on the left. I charged my iron guts into the 20 archers on the right. I charged 1 bolt thrower with my Gorger. I charged another bolt thrower with my Sabertusk. Funny thing, both of them failed their fear checks, so I was actually hitting on 3s and he needed 5s, so that's kind of cool. My iron guts made it into combat. My bulls made it into combat. Neither one of them rolled high enough to get the extra impact hits, but you know, hey, at least we're in. Oh, and I didn't take any wounds from those standing shoots, I don't think. There's a look at my Sabertusk and my Gorger making it into combat with the bolt throwers. In my magic phase, I was able to get harmonic convergence off onto the bulls because they need all the help. Actually, no, I don't think they need all the help they can get, but I mean, it's looking bad. My man-eaters had moved forward just a little bit, hiding behind this tower so that the archers can't shoot them anymore. And they opened fire. I think they only hit like twice. Anyway, killed his general out of that unit. I was able to snipe him and pick him out, so lost his noble. Over here, the Saber-Tusk killed one bolt thrower, overran into the other. Then the Gorger killed its bolt thrower and overran into this one. And since the Saber-Tusk got there first, if I played it right, which I think I did, it counted as a cascading combat because the Saber-Tusk was there. And if I did that wrong, let me know. But, you know, we did it in the right sequence for it, and we were there. You can see we were able to kill that bolt thrower as well. But if that's not right, let me know. But that's what we thought. That's how we thought it worked anyway. So all of his bolt throwers are gone now, and I'm glad to see that. Over here, if you can't tell, every one of those archers are laying down. He killed one iron gut that I had in the back with his stand and shoot and all of his attacks. And then I completely wrecked that unit. In fact, I wasn't even done. My BSB didn't fight, and I didn't do stomps. Those iron guts just completely crushed those elves. And then they reformed to face the Sea Guard. Yeah, the Lothern Sea Guard. I didn't want them to go off the board. I debated it, but, you know, I thought, if they go off the board, I'm going to take a whole turn to come back on and then hope I can get it right to where I can charge. Here, I'm still in his charge arc, but really I think I can take him. So I decided just to reform and face him. I'm out of the Chariot's charge arc, so I'll just take the chance on fighting those Sea Guard without impact hits. Over here, we completely crushed these 20 archers. That went great. Actually, I think there were 4 left, but they broke and ran off the board. Did not pursue. I reformed to face these archers. High Elves turn 3. He was thinking of charging the chariots into my man-eaters. But with the Gorger and the Saber-Tusk there, if I fled, it would have left him just sitting with his rear to me. So I don't think, yeah, he didn't charge there. That's just an overlook of the board. He turned both of his chariots this way to face the Gorger and the Saber-Tusk. Now, a real sorry move for me would have been to just take the Saber-Tusk and move up. I mean, the Gorger and Saber-Tusk and just move over to the side of this chariot. And he wouldn't be able to charge me with anything. It just would have, that would have been a sucky thing to do. Over here, the Lothern Sea Guard charged into my Iron Guts. And here I charged his archers. And let's see. He fled from that charge. I don't know if that's after we've moved him or not. No. I'm sorry. This is his turn. He reformed and faced me so that he could shoot at my bulls again. Here's a look at the Saber-Tusk. He took a wound this turn, but he finally was able to drag that wizard down and kill that level 2. So mission accomplished for Saber-Tusk. Over here, you can see he charged in with those Sea Guard, killed one, put 2 wounds on another, and then I completely wrecked that unit. I mean, that's, goodness, I think 14 did, and that's kind of hard to stand up to. My Ogres still have a rank. He has a rank, so I think you have to have more to be steadfast. Didn't matter. He broke, and I ran him down. There's an overlook of the board. My useless wizard at the bottom did rally, but being as useless as he is, he never did anything the whole game. So, in fact, that card on him is Fiery Conflagration. I never dispelled it. I just, I don't care if he dies. I left it on there. And as long as he's not using it to cast it on anybody else, I'll just leave it there burning on him. Here, my Ogres turn, 4, I guess. My bulls charged the archers and they fled right over in front of my Sabertusk. The Sabertusk declares the charge on them, and with his really fast movement and everything, I was able to run those archers down. So now that little Sabertusk, he's getting a real tally here. He's taking out 2 bolt throwers and now 20 archers. So he's more than paid for himself 10 times over. My Gorger charges into this chariot. I decided not to move up beside him. That would have been sorry of me. So charges. He's only got one wound left, by the way. So that was kind of risky because he gets to fight first, and if he rolls one good 6 on his wounds, then my Gorger's dead. But oh well. Over on this side, I turned my Iron Guts back around to go help my Sabertusk, if just in case he holds up one more turn. There's an overlook of the board after my movement phase. I used the ruby ring. He let it go. Actually, he didn't even try and stop it, and I was able to put one more wound on his chariot. I rolled 4 6s. I think I got 4 hits, did 4 wounds, and then he saved all but one of them, so I only did 1 more wound to the chariot. Then I was able to cast the Caress of Laneth off again. He let it go, thinking I had something worse coming, and I killed his chariot. The Lord Death, I forgot to do it earlier, but the Lord Death gave me dice back, so I was able to keep going. And I cast Harmonic Convergence on my Gorger, just in case he missed and did pretty bad. Over here, let's see, it was another stalemate. No, I killed one more. I killed one more of the Reavers, so he didn't run though, he stayed there. The Gorger easily destroyed the chariot. I was surprised. I figured it would take 2 rounds of combat if I lived, and that the Reavers would actually come into my flank. When I destroyed it, I overran. He was within 6 inches of a destroyed unit, so he had to take a panic test with his Reavers. And his level 4 with the 5 Reavers ran off the board. So, this is probably the last picture. Yeah, it is. This is the last picture. The game was over. He had 2 Reavers left on this side of the board, on the left side of the board. And over on the right, he had 4 Reavers left in combat with my Sabertusk. So, it was an interesting game because I really felt at the beginning that I was going to possibly lose this one. I started moving up. When he put them all out and I saw he was taking the archers again, I thought, well, this is going to be a piece of cake. I'm going to run over him. He's not going to kill anything. But when he killed my Leadbelchers turn 1, killed every last one of them and broke the wizard, and then cut my bulls in half, I was really thinking, wow, I'm going to lose to a shooting army in 8th edition, and I'll never live this down. So it was crazy. I was really worried about it. And once they got into combat, though, boy, my Ogres, they did not let me down. Those archers, I mean, of course they're archers, but the last time he did this list, those archers killed, I think, 4 out of 8 trolls, and 2 or 3 of them died in hand-to-hand combat with the archers, so you never know. But, yeah, they just crumbled once I got into contact with them, and that's how it ended. He's almost tabled. So, yeah, the Ogres will move on to the final. I'm getting to play in the final game. It'll either be against the Orcs and Goblins or the Chaos Warriors, so good times. That one should be up soon. I think they may be playing this week or maybe this weekend. And if I'm able, I'll go and make a battle report for it as well. But it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed making the brackets and the tournament, and I've enjoyed doing the battle reports for it. And I hope you're enjoying it too. Feel free to comment below, subscribe if you haven't done it already, and let me know what you're thinking of the bracketed tournament, because we've done regular tournaments before, and people can't show up, or they work calls them and they have to go in even though they've already scheduled being at the tournament, and it really messes things up. Doing it this way, you have a full month to get your game in, and so far it's worked great for us. It's taken a while before anybody gets any kind of prize money or anything, but I mean, if it finishes and it works and everybody has a good time with no stress, then good deal. Well, thanks, and I'll see you at the next one.